bestseller, non-surgical treatments in my clinic. So if you have questions regarding these products, I'm very, very happy to answer all of your questions.
Alright, so doon na tayo sa no holds barred.
Gusto ko Q&A agad.
Gusto niya yun. At hindi
Gusto ko yung
talaga
mga
nito.
nagchichikahan lang
You can
tayo.
ask everything. Personal, in their aesthetic world, their professional, and everything. Oo. Kaya-kaya ni Doktora. Sino ang ating first question?
Rain daw po.
Okay, Rain. Sorry, Rain. Baka kaya mo na dyan, Rain. Yung mic natin kasi diwar.
Ayun. Hi, Dr. I read kasi sa somewhere.
Rain check.
Yeah, rain.
Rain check.
Hindi ako
Hi,
correct.
Rain.
I read somewhere kasi na bago nyo ginagawa yung mga procedure, meron kayong parang assessment na ginagawa na if they are, emotionally or mentally ready for the procedure. Ano po ba yung, can you enlighten us, ano yung assessment na ginagawa nyo?
Okay, ideally kasi when a doctor sees a patient, like ayun, some way, one way or another, nagkaroon na kayo ng consultation from a doctor before. So dapat yung una, you do physical examination, history taking, and then you give out your plan. So ito yung tamang process. But nowadays, because of the advent of social media, parang nawawala na yun. So parang gusto na lang nila dun tayo agad sa before and after without really asking the background, the medical condition, the history of the patient. So ako, I try to apply pa din the conventional ways of knowing your patient, knowing their history, because yun yung proper. So kailangan kilalanin mo muna yung patient, i-examine mo, hahawakan mo yung ilong, kailangan mo i-assess what's really needed, and then that's the time you give up your plan. So tingin ko, na-appreciate yun ng patient because social media sometimes it gives us the filtered look. Pero in reality, ang question is, achievable ba yung mga results na gusto makita ng patient or makatotohanan ba siya in short. So we really need to focus on knowing the patient, knowing what they want, and giving them the proper treatment plan for them. So I try to stick with the conventional, but syempre apply the modern ways of checking and knowing the patient.
Meron po ba kayong mga instances o yung mga patient na sabi nila na gusto nila ganito yung gusto nilang mangyari sa kanila, and then kayo ay parang hindi pwede ba? So in-explain nyo sa kanila na hindi pwede.
Yes, so marami na akong na-broken-hearted din na patient because in reality, dun tayo sa totoo lang, no? So for example, you show me this specific look, I will tell you if it's achievable or this is if this is achievable and if kaya ba siyang ma-achieve or does it fit your personality or your anatomy per se. So marami na akong mga na-turn down, marami na din akong mga na educate. It's more of educating them na these are the things that we can achieve with your nose or your skin and with your what are your aims, and then binabangga ko lang dun sa realidad na resulta, realistic expectations.
Last question for me, Doktora.
Mm.
Bakit po nose? I mean, di ba palaging pag sinabing may gusto kang baguhin sa'yo, sa sarili mo, yung nose yung parang palaging na pinapag-isipan na una. Ano po bang meron sa nose na bakit yun yung palaging nababago?
So, brief background about me. I took a bit of a course sa interior designing. So, doon, isa sa di ko makakalimutan na course namin is, part ng course namin is understanding ang focal point ng isang room. Like, when you go inside the room, you check ano yung pinaka-highlight. So, in the face, there's also a focal point, which is your nose. So, nose pa lang yung baguhin mo or ayusin mo, parang madali na yung iba. Or parang ang laki na agad na igaganda. You agree? I can see nods of head. So, ibig sabihin, yun lang yung i-enhance mo, parang everything else medyo mas madali na. And para kasing hina-highlight niya the rest of the features of the face. So, sabi ng mga patient, Dok, nagpa-rhino lang ako, pero sabi ng mga tao, parang gumanda yung mata ko, gumanda yung cheeks ko, gumanda yung smile ko, kasi nga siya yung focal point, siya yung sentro ng face. So, a little enhancement or if you improve on your nose, malaki na yung difference. So, also, I became a rhinoplasty patient myself. So, I had my rhinoplasty done. So, diba, ganda ng ilong ko. Yan. So, Um, I can totally relate to my patients kasi nga I've been a patient myself. So, I can share to them my journey and glow-up journey as well.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, then, Rain. Yes,
Stanley Breeze.
Good afternoon, Doc. You built your own clinic. What was the journey like for you, and what role did your patients play in that decision?
So building my clinic is quite difficult kasi I started during the pandemic. My training was during the pandemic. So parang alam mo yun, magpapa-opera ba yung mga tao? Iunahin ba nila yung kanilang pagpapaganda versus dun sa what's really needed or what's more of a necessity. So also I didn't have a business background kasi I was trained to be a doctor, more of the medical field, ganyan. So medyo mahirap for me when I was starting, but luckily here I am. Medyo na-surpass naman natin yung mga struggles na yun. So, actually, yung building my own clinic is actually parang my patient requested for it. Because before, I just do parang partnering with other clinic. Pero sabi ng mga patient, Doc, parang why don't you build your own? Para meron ka ng sarili. And honestly, medyo takot ako nun. Kasi nga sabi ko, do I know how to handle a business? Kaya ko ba magpalakad ng mga tao? Or kaya ko bang aralin tong system na to? Kasi it's something that is not innate to me. Pero yan, I learn as I go along. So still learning as a business person and a doctor.
Alright. My second question, Doc, is in your experience, how does improving one's appearance affect a person's confidence?
So it's a lot, no? So nowadays, if you look good, it's actually I call it a social advantage. No? So for example, I compare it in a landscape. Diba? Kunwari, magpunta ka ng Switzerland. Maganda kasi. So pupuntahan mo siya. So same thing with your natural physique. So naturally, innate for us mga tao, you are attracted to something that is pretty or beautiful. So ganun din, when you enhance yourself and you beautify your look or enhance your look, naturally mas drawn tayo yung mga tao. So na-attract sila, na-influence mo sila. And most of the time, syempre ang goal natin is to influence in a good manner. Yung para maka-attract ka ng tao in a positive way. So after that positivity na nakikita nila sa itsura mo, I think everything else will follow. Your success, your relationship, your aura, your influence over other things. So very, very important nowadays na you enhance yourself, especially it's a social advantage in the era of social media.
Alright, one last. For someone considering na magpapaayos ng ilong, what's the most important thing that they should remember, and how can they make sure they're doing it at the right result?
It all boils down to getting to know yourself. Kailangan, klaro yung alam mo. Like, kunwari, Doc, gusto ko ng ilong ni Anne Hathaway. Or, Doc, gusto ko ng ilong ni Liza Soberano. So, I tell my patient, you tell me your peg. We call it as peg. No? So, sabihin mo sa akin yung gusto mo. And dun ko ibabangga with the realistic expectations. So, I need to manage their expectations. So, I need to know my patients first before I'm able to do or execute yung gusto nila for their noses or for their skin or body in general.
Follow up. Have you had a chance to say no to a client?
Yes, a lot. No, so parang related siya sa question ni Rain kanina. A lot because, you know, as doctors, we have this freedom to choose our patients as well. And if I tell my patients that if I see some kind of a red flag, kailangan then we know how, it's very important for us doctors, especially in the aesthetic medicine, is you learn when to say no to a patient. Hindi lahat tatanggapin mo. So kailangan, you know when to say no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley. Sino ang next natin? Di ba, siya yung doctor na ano, like the others, that despite in spite their expertise, they'll do everything. For her, there's always that boundary of checking kung okay. Lionheart? Yes, now.
Yes, I prepared some questions po. So, first question ko po, how do you balance using social media for education while avoiding misinformation or unrealistic expectation? Kumbaga, ano rin po yung mga common misconceptions about procedures like rhinoplasty, botox, or fillers na na-encounter nyo online?
Naku, alam mo ako kasi gusto ko lang nangungontra ako. Yung sasabihin ko sa'yo, yung mga things na dapat mong malaman. But syempre in a respectful manner. So, first I lay out yung mga tanong or questions nila. I ask yung mga questions nila. So, I answer step by step, one by one, even if it takes a little longer than the usual consultation time. Gusto ko yun na parang makaklaro ko yung mga mali mo. Kasi, sorry, makatinggal mo na ako. So in that sense, we'll be both educated. Also, we'll be able to manage your expectation. Like for example, they say that Botox is just for the old ones. Or pag kunwari mga 50s ka na, 60s ka na. But you know, mag-educate ako ngayon that Botox is actually preventive. So if you do it early on, you'll prevent yung mga early signs of aging. So kunwari, meron na tayong wrinkles at 50s, ganyan. When you supposedly you had your Botox during your 30s, wala kang wrinkles in your 50s. But sabi kasi nila, Dok, pag may Botox, parang hindi nagagalaw yung mukha ko. Parang ganun, di ba? Yun yung common misconception. But actually, it depends on your injector. Kung sino yung gumagawa. Ako personally, I had Botox. The other lang. So, there's a lot of facial expression naman sa mukha ko and I can still move. So, yeah. It depends on your injector. At saka iba na kasi yung treatment natin with aesthetic procedures nowadays as to compare before.
And also po, ako rin po kasi personally, parang kinoconsider ko rin po yung first procedure ko. Actually, nakantuhan nga namin kanina, na parang next year ganyan. So, what advice would you give to someone considering their first procedure po?
So you have to decide if you want to have a non-surgical or surgical procedure. So parang broad classification. Halimbawa sa ilong, ano bang gusto mong i-enhance sa'yo? Yun ang una kong tanong. So like, ikaw yung gawin natin pasyente ngayon. So, you know, these terms are actually coined by specific doctors, but actually it exists. Yun lang naman, nilagyan lang nila ng pangalan para may sense of identification. So I know the doctor who coined that term, pero usual lang naman siyang ginagawa. So for example, you want to achieve a diamond tip. So I already knew you want a surgical one. So decided ka na kung anong gusto mo. So from there on, I explore. So I cannot really tell the patients kung ano yung first step nila. But the thing is, you need to know what do you want. So, iba-iba kasi tayo ng mga gusto. Mayroong patients na, Dok, ayoko talagang mahalata ng asawa ko na nagpa-procedure ako. Merong mga ganon. The extreme ones, sabihin, Dok, pupunta may printed na picture. Sabihin, Dok, gusto ko yung ganito, yung mukhang AI. No? So, it depends. So, you have to tell me what you want and then I will lay out my plans for you.
And last question na lang po. Paano niyo po ini-ensure yung mga patients natin na fully understand nila yung risk na hindi lang yung results?
Okay, good questions. Because yung social media kasi, for example, I'm a educator, I'm a teacher, and also a social media. Kumbaga, I'm very active in social media. But you know, social media, they won't tell you or show you the risk. Di ba parang you're just showing them just a side of the story. Pero may risk yan. So ako, yun yung kinaibahan ko. I will explore, mention to you, educate to you the risk and possible complications of doing your surgical and non-surgical. Kasi hindi naman yan lang maganda. Meron din yung possibility na hindi maging maganda. So if you agree on, magsabi ka na, okay, we proceed, Doc. You can send that for it, then we proceed.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Lau. Si RM Marcelo, barbilicious.com.
Sorry, Barbilicious. Barbie yan?
Kaya ako kasi consider ko talaga, kumbaga, when I was just, gusto ko rin talaga pa-rhino. So, pero kayo ba, you said po na kaka-open na po ng clinic ninyo during pandemic. Ano po yung masabi yung edge po ninyo? Kasi we all know ako, sumali ako sa mga page ng mga rhino, ng mga rhino.
Sorry, nakita mo ba ako doon?
Yung mga may mga old na talaga na nag-rhino po. Pero what will be yung edge po ni Doc po sa mga nauna pong mga procedure, mga cosmetic surgeon po?
Alam mo, tanong ko din yan sa sarili ko. Kasi di ba kanina I mentioned, bakit naman I started my business during the pandemic. And sabi ko, kung ako pasyente, bakit ako pupuntahan? Anong advantage ko over big names? And why should I consider this girl? Parang arte-arte niya lang, diba? So, the thing is, I'm a female surgeon. And I have this eye for, I'm not saying that yung mga male surgeon walang eye, but I have this artistic aesthetic side. Not only with my business, kanina I mentioned, di ba, I did interior designing for some time kasi gusto ko talaga yung mga my beauty, my art. I really dwell into those kind of things. So, my advantage, I think, is that I'm a female surgeon with an aesthetic sense. I go for the natural looking results. So, the results that I'll be giving to you or doing to you is very natural, almost undetectable, but enhanced. Okay, so hindi siya halata, pero maganda siya. Also, I try to shy away from trends. Like, kunwari Barbie nose or something like what's in now. Because something trendy, it does not last long. So, kung gusto natin ng longevity, if you want to achieve a very, very classic nose or look that will last, so go with me. Also, I think my techniques are actually a combination of those you mentioned na parang the ones established in the industry. So actually, they were my mentors. So, syempre ako, as a student before, matututo din ako dun sa mga galing sa NENA. So actually, we are in a big community. So magkakakilala lang kami. I'm not telling na mas magaling ako, but the way I tell it to my patients is that I will take care of you.
Second question ko, how would you react po kapag yung mga nose na, yung parang tinatawag natin na lumabot?
So, sabi ko nga, kunwari, galing man sa akin or galing sa ibang doktor, I tell my patients, walang surgeon na intended na sirain yung ilong mo or not only with the nose, but walang surgeon or doctor na gustong sirain yung mukha mo. Okay? Pero, pag sinabi din ng pasyente na ito, doc, wala siyang complication, mean kasi wala din siyang patients. Okay? So you cannot be a surgeon without having any complication. So it's part of learning. So I tell my patient, you're gonna take a look on the amount or gaano karami yung naging watch niya. So kung out of the 100, 17 nagawa niya, maybe there's something wrong. But if out of the 100, just 5 or less than 10, I think good rate pa din yun or good census pa din yun. So if I see patients with a watch nose or watch surgery, which is in reality yun talaga yung nakikita ko, I try to educate them na it takes two to tango. Pwedeng ikaw yung nagkamali or pwedeng nag-drugs ka. May ganun ng patient or nag-cocaine siya, sorry. After the procedure, of course, magkakaroon siya ng problem. You cannot really blame it on the doctor. So these things I try to discuss in my page or in my social media accounts because I always tell my patient it takes two to tango. So if you're gonna do what you need to do during the healing process, you take care of yourself, I'm sure na magiging maganda din yung healing mo. And of course, syempre yung surgeon, dapat gagalingan niya din yung procedure.
Yes po, pwede pong i-divulge yung from silicone to vertex po. Range po ng price po na in-offer niyo.
Oh, ako honestly, I don't use silicone because for me, it comes with a lot of complications. Sorry for using this term, pero parang for me, it's an ancient na implant. Nowadays, there are many more commercially available, which is the Gore-Tex. So in my clinic, actually, we do not really recommend silicone. So I'm more of using Gore-Tex. So usually, the price range namin mga nasa 100 plus 1,000. Because I do it under sedation.
Pahabang na lang po. If
Yes.
pwede po kayo magbanggit, kahit initials po ng influencers or showbiz personalities
So
nahawakan niyo po.
meron naman, you can see it on my social media accounts. Yung mostly there are beauty influencers and lifestyle influencers. So I'm not gonna name names. Meron din mga news anchor actually. So but you'll see them in my account.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbilicious. Barbie ba? Barbilicious?
Next natin.
Barbie knows.
Barbie. Naku, pasensya ka na. I'm not the right one for you.
Si Miss Laila, Experience Travel Magazine.
Hi, hello.
She just had a shoot.
They're known as a nose fairy, ma'am.
Mhm.
When did you realize that it's not just a title, but a purpose to the role?
Actually, until now, Hindi ko pa rin siya alam. Parang kasi ako, I try to live by as, kung paano lang ako, I want to live simply without all the glitz and glamour. So, even if you do not give me a title of the nose fairy, I still will do rhinoplasty. Parang ganun. Without the social media, I will still be doing this. So, ako lang kasi, I like changing lives ng mga tao. Ako yung ganito. Ako yung friend mo na, kunwari hindi maganda yung kilay mo, aayusin ko yun. Say, halika, ayusin natin yung kilay mo. I'm like that. Pakilamera talaga ako. So, I think yung mga patients na na-appreciate nila yun na parang halika, parang hindi maganda yung suot mo ngayon, halika, ayusin natin. So, siguro lang, mas na-line ako sa rhinoplasty because there are so many, sabi nga ni Barbie, there are so many botch cases ng noses ngayon. So, as an ENT, yung advantage ko is I do not beautify alone the noses. Yung mga alone, hindi ko lang siya pinapatangos, pero inaayos ko muna siya. So, it's actually form and function. So, that functional ka, nakakahinga ka. Hindi problematic yung ilong mo. If you have like pathologic cases, like allergic rhinitis, I will address it first, and then we do the pagpapaganda yung form. So, it's always form and function.
How about this, ma'am? Kasi I'm just wondering what are these products?
The Sculptra.
Good question.
Restylane.
Okay, baka magalit sa atin ng Galderma. Okay. So, Galderma has been my partner since I started. So, introduce ko lang very briefly. So, Sculptra, it's the number 1 PLLA. So, when we say PLA, it's your collagen. So, as we age kasi, by 20, tayo ay nagkakaroon na ng 1% decrease of collagen. So, ganun yun. Bata ka pa lang yung baba na siya. And yung Sculptra, it will replace your collagen. So, Sculptra is the number 1 collagen stimulator available in the market. So, for example, you want to look younger but you don't want to have a facelift or a surgical procedure, this is what I recommend. So, very, very in demand, especially here and abroad. So, this is also one of my bestsellers in the clinic. If you're gonna travel abroad, so you're from a travel magazine, siguro, for example, sa Korea, makikita mo doon parang they inject a lot, di ba? Parang sa isang visit mo, sa isang clinic, they're gonna do 10 procedures. So, sikat na sikat ngayon sa Korea yung mga skin boosters. So, ang mantra is kasi, the way we do it now is, yung mga skincare mo, instead of you're applying it topically, instead na pinapahid mo siya, inject mo na lang siya. Okay? So, ayun yung sinasabi ko sa mga patients. So, when you do or use your skin boosters, so it's like applying or injecting your skincare under your skin so it will last longer. And yung effect, kasi mas deeper siya, mas maganda yung effect na. So also one of my bestseller in the clinic. Okay? And then lastly, yung Restylane Kiss. So from the word itself, it's kissing. Okay? So it's fillers for your lips. So Restylane actually pioneered the invention of fillers. So siya yung naka-invento ng fillers. So dun pa lang alam mo na it's a good brand. So, Restylane Kiss is specifically a filler for the lips. So, ang advantage na over the other is that it will hydrate and make your lips look plumper, mas volumized, pero not overly done. So, again, if you follow my social media account, I'm not really into like the overfilled look. Alam niyo yun? So, yeah, meron akong patient before na news anchor. Sabi niya, Doc, sa ibang clinic, yung mga patients, parang magkakamukha. I know, alam niyan kasi you're more of the, mas marami kayong nakaka-interact ng mga celebrities than me. Pero, Doc, magkakamukha talaga. Like, parehas daw yung mga lips nila, ang kakapal, or magkakamukha talaga sila. So, I tell my patients I'm not like that. Okay? So, I will tell you pag if it's too much because my mantra is I want to go for a natural looking look. It's always undetectable. Parang mayroong bago sa'yo pero hindi ko masabi kung ano. Okay, so I think these products will give it to you. I'm not sugarcoating or everything. This is what I really tell my patients. So it's very easy for me to discuss this because this is what I do.
Thank you, Stella. And behind the brand Doc, right, the Sculptra Restylane is Galderma, which is you're familiar with, di ba? You're attending some of their events, but it's another brand. So, under Galderma. So, is there Ed Uy? Or where is
Hi,
Ed
Doc.
Uy?
Good afternoon po.
Hi, sir.
Doc, first question is, have you ever felt a patient was trying to become someone else instead of improving themselves? And what was the most surprising reason that someone came to you for surgery?
Okay, so there are so many cases like that na parang in the process of enhancement, they are losing their identity. So I tell my patients, I don't want to erase your identity, regardless kung ano yung pinanggagalingan mong emotional burden or emotional reason affiliated with it. But I just want to address it. Enhance lang. Laging enhancement, not to change the look. Because wala talagang carbon copy, kahit na mga twins hindi sila totally 100% identical, diba? So, I just want to debunk the ideas that if I'm gonna show this picture of Jenny, for example, magagaya ba natin yung look na to? So, it's not right. I think it's not rightful to have something like that. Pero, siguro we can do something that is like near it but not totally identical. So, hindi talaga ako para sa ganun. No? So, if you are not gonna agree with me, you're free to go to other doctor who's willing to do that. Pero ako, I limit my patients. Sorry, I forgot your next question. Yung
The
second
most
question.
surprising reason that someone came to you for surgery?
Siguro hindi most surprising, but parang something that stood out. Before, I have this 65-year-old female patient, primary rhino. So sabi ko, bakit ngayon lang? Kasi tinatanong ko yan, parang bakit hindi na mga 40s ka? Bakit ngayon na 65 ka na? So, ang sabi niya kasi, namatayan siya ng anak. And plan ng anak niya magpa-rhino sa akin. So, instead na yung anak niya, siya na lang.
Ay, naiyak tuloy ako.
Another question po. Is there a part of the face na you would never touch or never change, no matter how the patient asks? Meron ba talagang hindi dapat yun?
Siguro wala. Because I'm an ENT. So, before I did the pagpapaganda, marami muna akong nakitang sira. Like literally, I came and trained in East Avenue Medical Center, which is very, very nearby. East Avenue Medical Center is a referral hospital for vehicular accidents. So, siya yung mga dinadala ng mga sobrang bali-bali yung mga mukha, ganyan, so mga na-aksidente. So, I've seen a lot of traumatic cases. That's why I don't ride the motorcycle. Never! Simula nakita ko ng maraming mga sabi ko, kahit maliit na ako, hindi ako magmamotor. Sorry. LTFRB. Sorry. Pero, kasi nga I've seen a lot of, kumbaga, mga nasirang mukha because of the accident. So, I know how to fix them. Because I'm an ENT. Yun ang pinaka-baseline ko. I'm an ENT, so I've seen a lot of, kumbaga, distorted faces from vehicular accidents. So, parang na-touch ko na siya lahat. So, tsaka, it's just that I know when to say no, and I know the specific areas na hindi ko, na pag-iingatan ko. Like, there is a specific dangerous triangle of the face, like this one. This is the dangerous triangle of the face. It's best not to inject on those areas because I think narinig nyo na to, yung mga nabubulag, because nagka-filler. So, tingin ko kasi baka hindi ENT yung nag-inject. So, sometimes less is more. Diba? Hindi pala sometimes, it's usually the case. Less is more.
Last question. You mentioned kanina 65 years old. Is there ano ba yung pinaka-early age na pwedeng gawin yung procedure and ano yung latest na age na parang sayang lang?
Sayang lang. Huwag na sayang. The earliest that we can do rhinoplasty is for the males, it's 16 to 17 years old kasi that's the full maturation age for the nose. Sa females, it's 17 to 18. So, like ngayon, ang uso, instead of having a debut or a party when you turn 18, it's more of, sabi ni ma'am, parang i-regalo na lang niya sa anak niya. Pero ganun talaga. So, instead of having parties the traditional way, they're just gonna do or have their rhinoplasty.
And latest yung pinaka parang oldest
Ako,
na
oldest is 71.
71.
Pero pathologic yun. Kasi nga, parang meron pang pag-asa pa. Kaya sabi ko, wag naman sayang. Pero syempre, di ba, you choose na lang. Siya kasi nagsasara na yung butas ng nose niya. She had rhinoplasty before, like mga 40 years. So sabi ko nga, mami, kota na yung nose mo. So nasulit mo na yan for 40 years. Pero doc, hindi ako makahinga. So, yung mga cases na gano'n, it's really warranted. So, I need to do revision run. Pero for example, it's a virgin nose, sabihin ko, wag na mami, okay na yan. Parang sulat ka na dyan. Yun lang, hindi na sayang.
Thank you, Doc.
Ay. Jen Michael Bueno, Comag-Calda.
Kind of. I don't know to ask some of the questions that I want to ask. But since you're more on rhinoplasty and known for it pretty much, I know you've gone and done some of the cases that have been pretty hard. You mentioned some botched cases earlier. Now, those are also work of other doctors. Do you get in conflict with some of them because of the bad job that they did?
Wala pa naman. So, I haven't encountered something like that. But if I see you, for example, I try to, first thing I do is, or first thing I ask is, have you been or have you reconnected,
With your
rekindled with your doctor? So, I ask them to go back to their doctor. Kasi, if, actually, it's very, very hard to do revision. Especially if wala silang record, I don't know their history or what was placed inside their nose. Sometimes kasi, I've been seeing a lot of cases like this na silicone yung nose nila pero Gore-Tex yung nakita ko or other way around. So, they do not really know what's inside their nose. And hindi na sila nag-get in touch with their other doctor. I haven't had a conflict with other doctors, but first thing I do when I see a revision case is I ask the patient to go back to their previous doctor. And if after consulting with them again, hindi sila nagkaayos or they don't trust the doctor anymore, then they come see me, that's okay.
One of the things that I watched earlier, it was pretty inspiring to see that the people that you work with in your clinics are your actual sisters.
Yeah.
How does that come into play, and how do you feel that that is actually happening in your case? And parang unlucky ng yung position mo than other people who do not have family who would be able to do that.
Okay, so for me, working with my sisters is very easy kasi nga, technically I'm their second mom. Mas strict ako kaysa sa mama ko. So, parang mama talaga nila ako. So, also our goal is to be more into business so that we'll have the freedom of time. Like, we want to go out or we want to meet our parents abroad. So, that's our goal. Also, working with my sisters, I know their personality or I know their strengths and weaknesses. So, I'll be able to align and allot a specific task for them.
Okay. And are they okay with it?
Yes.
The youngest is
They have no
Virgin.
choice.
This is
Single
here.
in
Ito siya.
marketing.
Okay,
Siga.
ito kasi yan. Ako siguro, I know how to read a person or I know how to read people, like the way they act. So, tingin ko, as a doctor, we were trained to read people based on their movement, the psychology of it. So, in my, growing up, ganun din yung ginawa ko sa mga kapatid ko. Kasi, just to give you a brief background, my father is mostly based abroad. Parang, I'm 35, 25 years. I think nasa abroad siya. So, I was the partner of my mom raising my siblings, parang ganun. So, growing up, parang I know to be a leader already inside the house and inside the school. So, tingin ko, managing people in my business is easy because I know how to organize something like that. And to read people based on their skills, based on their strengths and weaknesses.
And did your dad actually work in the U.S. or?
He worked in Asian countries like Singapore. Longest na stay niya in Singapore.
Okay. And she's a computer engineer.
Computer engineer.
I'm also a computer engineer, but
Okay.
I'm doing this. The reason I ask is how was he been able to do the parenting job as far as you are concerned? Because of course, I mean, you don't go in a situation where